For many people, Bluey is simply a beautifully animated children's show, wholesome, gentle, and full of life lessons. But after revisiting some of the episodes as an adult, you begin to realize a lot of things. Beneath all that humor and warmth, there is an unexpected layer, one that quietly reflects social dynamics far more complex than most people think. This isn't to say that Bluey is dark or sinister, but when you start examining the details closely, the world of Bluey begins to look different. It begins to look surprisingly divided. And that is exactly the theory that we're going to be exploring today. What if Bluey's universe is a subtle reflection of social hierarchies? One where certain breeds seem to have more privilege, opportunities, and visibility than others depending on their purity. This is the theory of the societal division in Bluey. So at first, I didn't immediately appreciate how influential Bluey has been in popular culture. It's widely beloved, not just by children, but by adults who find themselves emotionally connected to the characters. But the more episodes you watch, you begin to notice smaller, subtle details that at first seem innocuous and coincidences, but in reality, they're not. For instance, there is a noticeable pattern in the dogs' appearances. In wealthier neighborhoods, nearly all the dogs are pure breed. Their homes are bigger, their jobs appear to be more stable, and they interact with each other in ways that suggest a higher level of social privilege. Meanwhile, in more average or modest areas, dogs are often mixed breed, or appear to be less prominent in the story. The difference is subtle but consistent in each and every episode. It raises an interesting question. Could it be that Bluey's world is quietly reflecting the impact of social advantage, opportunity, and lineage depending on the purity of the dog? Well, let's dive into the details. Let's examine Season 2, Episode Charades. We see Bluey, Bingo, and Bandit visiting a toy store and crossing a busy street filled with other dogs. And in the background, if you look closely, there is a homeless dog sitting by the curb. And at first glance, it might seem like a random detail, but it fits perfectly with the show's realistic tone. Life isn't always neat and tidy, you can go through hurdles. But this dog reappears in the episode Ice Cream, carrying a sleeping bag. The repeated presence of a single homeless dog suggests something: intentionality. And here's the most notable detail: the dog is a mixed breed. He's a terrier cross, and he's the only homeless dog we see in the entire show. Over time, it becomes very clear that almost every dog in the show, particularly the family that we follow, Bluey, is purebred. Children grow up in a household where parents are of the same breed, indicating multi-generational continuity. The next detail that reinforces this theory are the crossbreed couples in the show. The first confirmed romantic pairing between two dogs of different breeds actually occurs in the same episode of Charades. Cornelius, a secondary character, is shown on a date with a dog of another breed. Curiously, he also gives money to the homeless dog during this scene. This small gesture in context is meaningful. Cornelius is engaging in behavior that transcends social boundaries, dating outside his breed, showing generosity to a marginalized dog. Meanwhile, nearly all the other couples, even the background ones, remain strictly within their breed. The children in the show will ask questions about everything, never ask why crossbreed couples are so rare. And Bluey's own family, both Bandit and Chili, are Australian cattle dogs, just with different coloration, but the breed remains the same. It's clear that in this world of Bluey, breed identity plays a consistent role in how families are structured and how social norms operate. From a practical standpoint, animators likely chose these structures to make families easily distinguishable among kids. It's a storytelling choice, but even if that's the reason, it has the unintended effect of creating a subtle hierarchy that plays into the mind of little kids. Purebred dogs in the show are more numerous, visible, and socially stable, while mixed breed dogs are less common, way more vulnerable, and often exist societally marginalized. And that's the issue. This is also shown in Season 1 episode Yoga Ball, which provides another fascinating detail. Bluey, Bingo, and Bandit are playing a game inspired by a famous adventure movie, and in the film, the villains are modeled after a historically structured military secret group in Germany that existed during the 30s, 20s, and 40s, and it's very well known. This suggests that Bluey's universe contains a history of organized societies and conflict. These historical elements are not foreign to the show, but they are absorbed and embraced by the show itself. If we were to say that Bluey doesn't live in the same time frame and doesn't have the same historical elements that we humans do have, it would be another completely different thing. But from these episodes we see that they're pretty much aware of our same historical roots and the same things that happen in our history, which makes the social hierarchies in Bluey way darker. And then we have another detail in Season 3 episode Explorers. A backpacking Doberman appears and he's from Argentina, yet Dobermans are originally a German breed. This small detail may seem innocuous and insignificant at first. It hints at a historical migration within the Bluey universe that also happened in our history following World War II. Following World War II, many German soldiers fled to Germany. And where did they flee? They fled to Argentina. Some dogs may have moved across continents just like in our history following major world events. While the show doesn't dwell on this history, of course, because it gets really dark, it hints at social norms, hierarchy, and lineage most of it all. If you come from a lineage that is made up of pure breeds, your future is essentially secured. You will have a better opportunity at getting a high-paying job, you will live in a better house, a bigger apartment, a bigger social life circle will surround you. But if you are a mixed breed, you will be homeless. This is the message and reality that is rooted in Bluey's world. Because all of the points that we've discussed about this in the video are more than just coincidences. They are a lot to be just coincidences. They paint a picture of the reality inside Bluey's society. A society dominated by hierarchies just like in the real world. Because the most important detail of it all that really summarizes that this is actually the reality of the theory is when we get to know the beginnings of Bluey as a show. It was not meant to be a kid's show, but something else. Before Bluey became the preschool gem that we know today, Joe Broom, the creator, experimented with something more edgy, something aimed at a more broad audience, and in 2016, Broom made a 1-minute pilot, simple, rough, but packed with the seed of the idea. In the pilot, Bluey is on a swing, asking to be pushed all the way around by his dad. Bandit is pushing, but he's distracted by his phone. He's playing a Fruit Ninja-style mobile game called Salad Dodger. Bandit then ends up pushing Bluey so hard that he swings full 360 around and then crashes back towards his dad. The pilot was shown around to festivals and conferences, but the reaction was mixed. Some executives thought it was too dangerous or risky for preschool television, and the idea of a dad being distracted, pushing a kid on a swing so he could loop fully, it broke many of the safety rules already included in the industry. Brom also explored a version of the show aimed at adults. After the 2016 short pilot, a longer pilot was developed in 2017, often referred to as The Weekend, which was refined and pitched. That pilot secured interest from broadcasters and they filtered it down to the original children's series that we know today. Over time, many of the riskier or more adult elements of the show were toned down or removed completely to make it safer for children to watch. Now, the interesting part about all of this is that now we know that the creator of Bluey started off with Bluey as an adult show, so he was not afraid to include adult elements in the show in the beginning. It shows that the creator could well insert subliminal messaging into the show. Those early versions reveal a willingness to explore risk, discomfort, and nuance. Even if ultimately those are moderated, he would try to insert them subliminally, like we see in the Bluey that we now know. It suggests that Brum was always interested in the complexity beneath the simplicity. He wanted to show the reality of the real world. What happens when parents become too obsessed with social media? They stop paying attention to their kids. Well, the same happens when he wants to show us the difference in hierarchies in our society, showing us the reality and difficulty of living in a system of social hierarchies where certain people have better opportunities than others, not depending on their merit or intelligence, but just by their own lineage. If you come from a good lineage, your future looks brighter than of someone who doesn't. And well guys, that's all the theory for today. I really hope you guys like this Bluey theory of social hierarchies within the show. I really hope it made you reflect on certain elements that we've touched on in this video because they're really interesting and portray a very vivid image of the realities that we fight every day. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.